Hello friends, welcome or welcome back. My name is Sarah, coming to you from Northeast Ohio, just east of Cleveland, if you are familiar as to where that is. This ring light is gonna drive me crazy. I got new glasses and I'm excited about them and wanted to wear them, but no, not gonna happen. So now you have to deal with this red bump on my nose. But anyway, I have so much to talk about today and I'm so excited, and I don't know how I keep having so much to talk about because I've been trying really hard to stay on top of doing these videos about every week. But here we are, I'm a little more than a week today, but my weekend got a little away from me. So we're here today, but let's just jump in because I have so much. I totally forgot last week to talk about my February stats, so I just wanted to run through those really quick. Not that anybody really cares, but I just like kind of reviewing them and all that. And then a couple new cast-ons, a project that surprisingly went awry, and something I'm really excited about that's almost done. So let me start very, very quickly with my February stats. I keep track of how many projects I started, how many I finished, and then my grams in and out. My goal is always to have more grams out than in, and we did it last month. In February, I started 5 projects, and I also finished 5 projects, so I'm super happy that that was like net even. And then I had 433 grams in, 645 grams out. So I'm minus 212 grams for the month of February. I'm like so stoked about that. I was so happy to see, excuse me, those totals. So that part is that. And then I wanted very quickly to give a little update on my Make 9 now that we're in the 3rd month of the year. I have completed one of my Make 9 wishes, I guess, was to make a textured pattern, and I finished my Haw Creek pullover by Andrea Gone last month. I wanted to finish it by Valentine's Day. I have started my blanket, the Alpenhaus throw, which I've talked about a lot. It's just in timeout right now, but I started that at least. And then I wanted to also make 12 socks this year, which was just one of my Make 9s. And I already have 4 of those completed. So I'm super excited about that too. So all in all, this is the first year I've physically made a Make 9 plan. And I'm super happy with how it's going. It's only the 3rd month of the year. These are by no means hard and fast rules that I'm living by. It's just more of a guideline to help when I get a little awry with projects, just to kind of help refocus on what my initial goals were. I do have a question though, if anybody wants to chime in on your opinion. I just discovered another Cleveland knitter, and she has a podcast, The Wool Minded, and she just started, I think, in December, and I totally enjoyed catching up on her podcast, and I really like her a lot. But in one of her comments, somebody had said, why do people keep making Make 9s or seasonal plans if they never stick with them and things always change? They said, I just plan for my next project. They didn't understand why people tried to make these long-term plans. And I never really thought about it until I read that comment, and then I started to nonstop think about it. And I was just wondering if you guys have an opinion about it. I mean, I personally, these last 4, 5, 6 months maybe are really the first time that I've formally made plans. I made autumn potential plans or options that I wanted to work on project-wise, and I failed miserably with that. I didn't even ever go back and review what I wanted to make versus what I actually did make. And then, like I said, this is the first year I've made a Make 9, and I really like it. I feel like I've already said, I feel like it does help me refocus if I get a little whip crazy or scatterbrained with my projects. But I don't think the the person that commented meant anything like negative by it, even though that's like the way I took it. But I don't know. What's the difference? Like, I think that it'll be really interesting too to review after my year and see what I actually did accomplish and what my headspace looks like at the end of the year versus where it was when I was making my plans at the beginning of the year. So I don't know. Do you guys make plans? I definitely, because I failed with my fall plans, I feel like having seasonal plans for me personally is too short term of a goal because you're only working really in like 3-month increments. So that seems a little scarier to me and a little more like rushed for time. So I like having the Make 9, which is like all year. So I feel like I can pick and choose when I want to work on stuff. I mean, I don't know if I'll still feel like that in the last couple of months of the year when I'm probably scrambling to finish things, but I don't know. The comment just hit me weird. So I was just wondering, I don't know, what you guys thought, I guess. What's next? Oh, let's talk about my whips first. I will say though, I have cast on 2 new things since my video last week, which is so stupid because I know I have a bunch of stuff to finish, but it is what it is. And I'm so bummed with myself because I had mentioned a couple weeks ago maybe that I wanted to start trying to time how long my projects took me for no reason whatsoever except like personally to know and to document, like for no other reason. And I was so bummed when I started a project and realized I forgot, and then I started another project and realized I forgot. So I'm going to try really, really hard to make a mental note to do that again, like to actually time things, because I don't know, I just feel like it'd be interesting. So with that being said, let's get into it. These are a pair of socks I just cast on. This bag is by Charming Necessities. I feel like I probably say this about every person I bought bags from, but she is one of my favorite bag makers. I just love the little detail of like the patterned, whatever this is called, hang thingy. I know a lot of people just use the like canvas ones, which is totally fine, but I just love that it has this little pop of color there. There is no pockets or anything inside of her small bags, but nonetheless. So this yarn that I'm using is my March FDF Sock Squad. The color is called something with a snake. Where's my ball one? Where is it at? Oh, here. It's called Inky Snake, and it is inspired by this painting, and I totally think they nailed this one, honestly. So here's the mini, and then here is the 100 gram. I'm not using the mini. I have to be in like a real special mood to want to add contrast. I really just primarily want to try to use up as much of my 100 grams as I can. Plus, I just am not into like having all the weaving ends situation at the end of socks. So I cast these on. I am doing the broken rope socks, which is in the Hello Sailor set by Summer Lee. And it is just a broken rib. Her pattern does not include a cuff, but I did include a just a 20 round knit one purl one cuff. I'm not even sure if you can really tell. Oh, there you go. I don't know why I added a cuff. I just feel weird like not adding one. I don't think it adds or takes away from the pattern at all. So I did that. I just started these 2 days ago. I have no idea what's going on with me, but I am already through the heel flap and all the gusset decreases, and I've moved on to the leg on both socks. I'm doing these at the same time concurrently, so, you know, not on the same cable. And I'm flying. I have no idea why or how, but I'm here for it. So hopefully I can have these done by the next video. I mean, at this rate, shoot, I could probably have them done in the next 2 days. But I'm going to have a lot less time to knit this weekend. I had a lot of knitting time I'm going to have less time this week. I had a lot of knitting time over the weekend. So that's probably why. But anyway, I really, really love these colors. It just so reminds me of summer and like sunshine, but it also has this really, really great like vintage vibe because the base is not quite, it's not white, it's like a cream. So it just adds this like vintageness to it. I don't know. I love these. These are probably one of my favorite colorways that I've gotten with all of the FDF sock squads that I've participated in. So I love that. And I do really like this mini too. I'll definitely use it for something. I just, I'm also weird about the coloring of my contrast yarn when I'm doing socks. And if it's like too bold, I just like tend not to do it. If there would have been like blue speckles in this yarn, I would have added it. But I just decided to keep them plain, all the same color. So that's my first set. I can't believe I'm like so far on those. I don't know what happened this weekend, but I'll take it. And then let's next talk about a whip that didn't work out. And that would be my Simple Thing by Melina Bell. Is that her name? Melina Brell. I was so excited about this. It is supposedly like a dupe of the Sophie shawl or scarf or whatever. And I was really excited to use up some yarn that was like deep stash. Like I've had it for a really long time. And you just chug right along. Well, when I got to the end, I did not have enough yarn. And I took a picture. I will put it in here. I'm so frustrated with myself. I had this same issue when I did another shawl that was very similar. I feel like the pattern was probably like the same. I don't know I think it was last Valentine's Day. I had ordered this beautiful 14 mini skein Galentine's Day set from Yarnaceous Fibers. And I just wanted to make a shawl, and I just, I figured it would be easy. I had 14 minis. So I just I increased with 7 of them, and then I decreased with the other 7, and I didn't have enough yarn. And somebody on here had mentioned that you do use more yarn in your decrease sections than in your increase sections. I literally could not wrap my head around why that would be, but it literally happened. So like I took their word for it and I redid it. And I actually think I ended up having to redo the second half of the shawl like 3 times because I just kept running out of yarn. I still really can't understand why you use more yarn for decreases, especially when this pattern for the Simple Thing, it says to use half your yarn and then finish off with the other half. And I even went above and beyond that because one of the skeins was like 98 grams and one of them was 106 grams. So I started with the 98 gram for my increases, knowing that I had more than 100 grams to finish it. And I still I cannot believe how off I was. So probably a normal person would have said, just rip back till you have enough to finish it. If you've been here for a little while, you know that I'm not a normal person. So this is the state of my shawl. It is gone. It is completely rewound up, and I will be restarting this. I do want this. I do still want it to be a simple shawl. But I just don't, even like, if you look at like the picture, even when I folded it in half and lined it up perfectly, I still had way more stitches on my needle than what was on the increase part of the shawl. So I 100% messed something up somewhere. Like if I had to guess, I'm pretty sure that I did not increase at like the appropriate rate, but I decreased at the appropriate rate. So, right? Yeah, so it would have been like a slower increase, but my decrease was appropriate, which is very possible because I had a hard time in the very beginning reading the rows for some reason. Just whatever. It is what it is. So this will become a Simple Thing by Melina Brell again. And I'm just going to be even more careful and definitely stop it earlier than you know, before this ends. This is my smaller one. Earlier than before this ends, and hope for the best. And if it doesn't work out again, I'll probably scream for a minute, but then I'll fix it and it'll be fine. It does work up so fast, and it is a very relaxing, enjoyable knit. So this is going to get restarted, but like, what? It's frustrating that I messed up such a simple pattern. It's frustrating. So that's that. And then my next, how cute is this bag too? I think this is by Barley Pearls. This is by Barley Pearls. I feel like it is. Yeah, it is. Like, look at how cute this inside is. It's got a little check pattern and then a little lettering on the pockets and all that. I really like this. My only beef with Barley Pearls bags is that like this is so short. Like I can't put my hand through it, and that really, really bothers me. But besides that, I love their bags, and they always have super cute patterns. So this is a new cast. Is it a cast on if it's crochet? I always forget. But this is a new project. It's the Whiteshell tank by Janine from Knits and Knots. And I purchased the yarn for this and the pattern quite some time ago and kind of just stuck it up on my shelves over here and honestly forgot about it. Plus it was winter, so like I wasn't really thinking about knitting like a tank top. But I'm using the yarn that it calls for, which is the Line Brand 24/7 Cotton DK in the colorway Nightshade. It's this beautiful deep navy blue. That's pretty accurate. Beautiful, beautiful. It is a crochet tank top. And I have this much done. This is like the top back panel. I didn't totally read through, but I think you do the top back panel and then the front, maybe you do the straps and then the front and then join in the round maybe. I can't remember. I'm really bad at reading through patterns, like in the beginning. So I'm doing this and I'm like, what? Like how? You can't really see it, but I'm like, how does this fit me? Because I'm making the wrong size. So it doesn't fit me and it's not going to fit me. I always make a size medium, which usually correlates to a size 3, depending on the maker's like sizing, but I always make a medium. And for whatever reason, probably because I was finally good about reading the intended ease and sizing and bust measurements, and because it was a tank top, I don't know if that was a reason why, but I bought yarn to make the size large. But I think because I naturally usually do the medium and just, that's what I started. So she's coming out. This actually did take me quite a while because it's on like a size F hook, which is 3.75 millimeter. But it is a really great pattern and it will be great to have once it's the right size. So stupid. Plus like it doesn't have like a ton of stretch, and one, I guess you wouldn't really want it to stretch either because it's a pretty loose gauge. Anyway, typical me having to restart a project. It is what it is. But because I have to restart this and the simple thing, I'm going to try really, really hard to use my project timer for both of these. Just again, out of curiosity. Nobody is making me do it. So that's the Whiteshell tank, or what will be the Whiteshell tank, by Janine of Knits and Knots. And then, for the piece de resistance, my Felix cardigan has finally gotten some movement. I talked about this, I think, 2 weeks ago. I had set it down for a minute because I decided that my magic loop for the sleeves was not working out because, again, I just have the majority of my fixed needle needle sets, I guess, are just like this really inexpensive multi-pack that I got from Amazon. So the actual cable is very hard and not flexible. So I was having a really hard time like not having laddering and stuff using those for my sleeves. So I did invest in some ChowGoo, like I don't know, are they called shorties? Like the little bitties. Yeah, twist shorties. So I got a pair of these for Christmas in the super small sizes, like whatever, like they have like a small, needle set size and then like a medium and then a large set. So I now have the small and the large, and I only need the medium if I feel like I'll end up using those needle sizes, which I probably will. But so these came in the mail, and I was just like putting the project off, I think, because like I just didn't want to deal with like, will these work, won't they work, blah blah blah. Finally sat down, I think this weekend actually, and got both sleeves done, and I am now like freaking out, so excited about this. So this is, I think I already said, right? This is the Felix pullover by Amy Christoffers. I'm using Lion Brand Heartland in the colorway Bryce Cannon. Oh my god, I'm like freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm gonna even try it on. I'm gonna try it on for you. So this, well, here. I'm just so excited. All right, so I'm just gonna try it on. You can't hold this up. So I believe the body to be done. The sleeves are done. Both sleeves and ribbing are done. I did have an issue with the sleeves in the sense of after my decreases were all done, it says like knit to in stock, you know, even stockinette to X amount of inches. But once I was done with my decreases, I was already past that point, which is weird because I did go back and measure my gauge, and my row gauge was right to what the pattern says. So I'm not really sure like how or why that happened, but that's okay. I am always so terrified that my sleeves are going to be too short, so I would honestly rather them be long than short anyway. And then on top of it, I did knit my cuffs, my ribbing a lot longer as well, because I really like folded cuffs. So let's try this bad boy on. I'm like literally freaking out, you guys. So again, I like don't knit a lot of garments. I knit my first one a long time ago, and it was like basically a disaster. And then this past year I knit the Moby cardigan, the Moby sweater, men's version for my cousin. And then I just knit the Haw Creek pullover for myself in February. So I am like, oh my god. First of all, I love this color. I probably did make it a size too big, but again, I would rather it be cozy than not. So I just have to add the bottom ribbing and the button band. I feel like this like here is good to add the ribbing. Like I'm happy with the length of it. And even if I don't cuff the sleeves up, like I'm happy with that too. Like I probably will plan to just cuff these little bad boys, you know, and do that. But I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out, so happy. So here's the like known detail of the Felix what do you call it, like series, I guess. Yeah, look at how good that looks. And I know in my last video I was talking about that I like had stumbled wondering if I did my yarn overs wrong, like the wrong way. But then I tried doing them the opposite way, and the holes were really big, which I have noticed some other Felix either cardigans or pullovers that are like that, where the holes are really big. But I much prefer the smaller holes. These don't even look that small, but like compared to reversing my yarn overs, these are really small. So, oh my god, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. So I do have to do, like I said, the bottom ribbing and the button band. I only have experience with one other button band, and it was in a super bulky weight yarn, and it didn't, like the buttonholes didn't actually even really work out, and I don't button it. So I don't know. I'm nervous about that, but I also know that I just have to do it and try it. And if I have to rip it out, then I have to rip it out. And knowing me, I'm probably gonna have to rip it out. I mean, just being honest. So I have this whole ball hank skein left. I lied, actually. I have 2 of these left, so I definitely have enough. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of the yarn, because I bought it. Well, I didn't buy it for this. I don't know why I bought so much of this yarn. But either way, I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm excited that I'm like hopefully completing another garment for myself. I just want all the garments. I want all the sweaters, all the shawls. all the t-shirts, just all the everything. I just want it all. Like, I'm just so proud of myself and just so excited that like I'm doing it. And it's exciting. I previously really only knit socks. So this is like a big deal to me. Yeah, I love it. So I don't know, do you guys think I can get a button band and bottom ribbing done in a week? Not like, because I'd love to have this for like the next podcast. I mean, I'd love to just have it anyway, but I don't know, maybe. I really like the color too. I don't really know if it's like my color necessarily, but I do think that mustard can be like a really nice neutral, especially when it has, this does have some marling in it of like a brown. I'm just really happy with it. I'm happy. So this is my win of the week. Win of the week. Maybe I should start having those. Flop of the week and win of the week. This right here is the flop of the week. And this is the win. Here we are. The only other yarn that I got in this week was my Yarnables Yarnable, which is the Wings of Renewal. I always love her yarn, but this is like serious. I am obsessed with this so much. It is the most beautiful green and blue. I'm so excited. I was going to just plan on making socks, but then Kayla from the Crazy Sock Lady was talking about that she might do hers into a Musselburgh hat. And I was like, oh, a hat might be a really nice option. But of course, we're kind of like getting into springtime. So I'm not sure. It's probably going to honestly just get tucked away until I decide what to do with it. But a hat might be nice in these colors. It's really pretty. I really love her yarn. It's always so squishy and amazing. So that's my yarn that came in this week. This in my FDF sock squad. I have very exciting news for myself that I do believe my Homespun House blanket, it's not a club. Is it a club? My blanket knit along, I do believe that yarn has shipped. So I should be getting January, February, and March whenever it makes its way over here to the US from Germany. So I'm excited to cast that on too. Again, I have no right to be casting anything on. I have enough on my needles. I have enough back there in my whip shelf. But you know, here I am just doing it anyway, because that's what some of us knitters do. And that's just that. So that should be here soon. I don't know if this is cheating or not, but I'm not going to count that in my like yarn buy anymore, since it is kind of like a subscription. But I do feel like that's kind of cheating. But I guess I also make my own rules. So if you're not counting the monthly purchases of that now, my no yarn buy total is now this. And that number is from the day that I first purchased the blanket club, because that definitely counts. I don't really have any other intentions of buying. I mean, I don't want to buy yarn. I mean, I want to buy yarn, but like I don't need to buy yarn. Again, unless it's like to finish a project, but I just do not foresee that being the situation whatsoever anytime soon. So I don't really plan on buying any more yarn except for my monthly subscriptions until Mother's Day, which for us is in the US, because we are going to one of my favorite places ever. It's called Majestic Meadows, and they have all sorts of animals there that you can like go in. They're like little areas and pet and feed, and it's like my heaven, and I love it so much. And they have like kangaroos. Like, have you ever pet a kangaroo? Because I have at this place, Majestic Meadows. So I had asked if we could go there for Mother's Day, which is in May, and they actually have a ton of alpaca. Like, that's their like big thing. And they shear it all, and they actually have yarn available of their alpacas. So I most likely will treat myself to some of their yarn. I looked at it the last time we were there and just like drooled over it, because like they have just great colors and all that stuff. So I will be buying yarn in May, but hopefully I can last until then. That is probably like my new goal, is lasting until then. Besides that, just my my upcoming like making plans. Since casting on that tank top, I'm just like full on summer mode. I am not even making, well, I'm not making seasonal plans anyway. I just talked about that, but like, I'm not even thinking about spring. Like, spring who? I'm just jumping straight to summer. I am in full on vacation mode. We just, over this past week, booked our 2 summer vacation. Well, I booked 2 summer vacations. We're taking a family vacation in June, and then I am lucky enough to go and have a girls trip in July. So it's like literally all I'm thinking about, and I just want all the knit, all the crochet things, which is probably why like I cast on that Whiteshell tank. So I want to get working on that. I also would really, really love to probably crochet like a bathing suit cover up. I'd love to do that. And I do have a couple other patterns already like bought and yarn bought for just like t-shirty things, tank toppy things. I even have like, I have a tank top back here in my whips that I talked about in my frogging video at the beginning of the year. That's like so close to being done. Like, what am I doing? Just finish it. So yeah, so I am all in the summer mode now. Like, it's sunny outside. We just had to deal with the spring forward time change over the weekend. Like, days are getting longer. Summer is coming. I want all the things that have to do with summer. So those are my like plans. Reading wise, which again, for me, reading means audiobooks. I do not physically like read my Kindle or read hardcover or, you know, like books. I forgot to talk about this last week. I finished The Man Who Died Twice, which is a part of the series by Richard Olson of the Thursday Murder Club. It's the second of the series. Loved it just as much as I loved the first one. I think he has 2 more. I think there's 4 total in that series. So I'm just waiting for that to come, the third one to come through on that. Finish that. And then I also finished The People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Loved it. I've said it 1,000 times. I love the romance, the like could be a Hallmark movie turned into a book, blah, 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 blah. Love it. And then I just also finished The Only Survivors by Megan Miranda, which was like a, what's the genre? Like mystery drama, murder. It wasn't murder. Mystery drama. I do enjoy those books too. So those are probably like my 2 favorite genres. I just finished that, and I didn't have like extra time. It probably sounds like I just finished a lot this week, but I'd started The Only Survivors on my Kindle like a year ago, and I just didn't have a chance to finish it before it was due back with the library. So that one was like a quicker listen to because I was already like 30% into the book by the time I got the audio version of it. So that's that. I don't know what I'm going to listen to next. I have a few things I think on my like audiobook shelf or whatever that have become available for my library. So I need to go through those and figure something else out. But that's it, you guys. That is it. I'm not going to ramble onto some weird, annoying outro. I have had a great knitting week, and I'm just excited for my next video. And that's it. I really hope that you are making something that makes you happy, and I will see you all very soon.